Maximum Alert Nation. Washington is on fire with moves that have the entire NFL in shock. $45 million for a defensive tackle with no elite history. An offensive colossus weighing 322 pounds with a terrifying medical history? And while the management cleans out the receiving cores, they're betting everything on a young player with champion blood but zero proven experience. These aren't just simple signings. It's a revolution that could lead us to the Super Bowl or sink us for years. The window to win is now and every decision counts. Do you trust this vision, or are we witnessing the biggest FIACO in the making? Subscribe now for exclusive coverage that Nitrogen Monoxide Other Channel will give you. Come on, Washington Commanders fans, what's going on here, huh? Seriously? I have news that's going to shake more than a few of you. Listen to this. The Commanders just shelled out $45 million for a defensive tackle who, according to experts, is overpaid. $45 million for 3 years to Javon Kinlaw. Are you hearing me? Don't tell me there aren't any questions here. I'm telling you straight, Kinlaw comes from the Jets after a decent season. Yes, he had 4.5 sacks and a Pro Football Focus grade of 68.2 in pass rush. But do you know what else PFF says? That never in his 5 years in the NFL has he reached a grade of 60.0. So how is it that he's now one of the top 20 highest paid defensive tackles in the league? I need explanations. Now I ask, was this a desperate move by the new Commanders? Management? Kinlaw is from Washington. A lot of people want him home. But does that justify paying him as if he were an All-Pro? Be careful. Remember that this man was a disappointment in San Francisco for 4 years. And only in 2024 did. He shined with the Jets. One good year doesn't erase 5 seasons of doubts. Right, fans? And I'm not the only one questioning this. Pro Football Focus put him on their list of the 5 most overpaid free agents of 2025, along with guys like Aaron Banks and Mike Gesicki. But hey, not all is lost. Kinlaw has the chance to silence critics. If he explodes in 2025, if he dominates the defensive line alongside Allen Payne and the others, he'll be a hero. But if he continues being the same as before, this contract will be an ANICHOR for the team's salary cap. Now I ask you directly, do you believe Kinlaw is worth those $45 million? Or do you think, like PFF, that it was a grave miscalculation by the management? Tell me in the comments, is the Commanders' management betting on the future or giving away money? As for me, I have my doubts. Kinlaw has talent, yes, but does he deserve a top 20 contract in his position? In 5 years, he hasn't shown consistency. The NFL is a "what have you done for me lately?" business, and Kinlaw only has 1 decent year. But watch out! If Adam Peters and the GM saw something no one else did, they could win this bet. Attention, fans. This is the kind of move that defines an era. If Kinlaw succeeds, we'll all say what vision they had. If he fails, it'll be another sad chapter in the team's recent history. Do you trust? Don't leave yet. Because here comes my point. The pressure is on Kinlaw. He plays at home with a huge contract and no excuses. It's no longer valid to say, they didn't give me opportunities in San Francisco. Here he's paid to be a leader. Will he respond? And to you, fans, I leave this KEY question. What does Javon Kinlaw need to do in 2025 to prove that signing him wasn't a mistake? 10 sacks? Leading the defense against the run? Tell me your expectations below. After falling in the NFC Championship to the Philadelphia Eagles, this team didn't just settle for crying in the locker room. No, sir. They decided to gear up like never before for 2025. They brought in Deebo Samuel, shelled out for Laramie Tunsil. But now, pay attention. They signed tackle Foster Sarell from the Chargers. What does this mean? A key reinforcement or a shot in the dark? Let's analyze IT. First, the context. The Commanders know that without the trenches, there's no glory. The offensive line is the heart of any team aspiring to the Super Bowl. That's why, after signing Tunsil, many thought, well, that's it. They don't need more. Wrong. Did they forget that an injury in the playoffs can ruin an entire year? Andrew, Wiley is solid at right tackle, but what if he gets injured? Are they going to trust a rookie in the middle of January? That's where Sorrell comes in. This man is 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 322 pounds. A colossus. Plus, he can play on both sides of the line. 3 years in Los Angeles, learning to block against monsters like Halil, Mac or Joey Bosa. Experience against the elite? Yes. Versatility? Also. Medical history? Oof, watch out. Knee, ankle, shoulder injuries. Is he fragile glass or a diamond in the rough? Here's my point. This signing is not for Sorrell to be a star. It's for him to be a soldier. Championship teams aren't built with just superstars. You need guys like him, quiet, hungry, who step up when the team needs them. But I asked you, is Foster Sorrell really the name that will close the gap with Philadelphia? And don't get me wrong, I love the aggressive moves by the front office. Bringing in Tunsil and Debo was a clear message. We're all in. But when I see signings like Sarrell's, I wonder, are they betting too much on players with complicated medical histories? Remember Logan Thomas or Chase Young? Huge talents, but sometimes the body couldn't hold up. Now, here's this. Washington's offensive line is already top 10 with Tunsil and Samuel Cosmi. But if Wiley gets injured, do you trust Sorrell to hold up for 4 weeks straight against guys like Micah Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence? Because in the NFC East, rival pass rushers don't forgive. And if instead of a scarred veteran, would it have been better to invest in a younger player with less mileage? But look, here's another angle. The salary. Sorrell comes for a year and probably 4. The minimum. It's a low-risk, high-reward bet. If it works, the Commanders look like geniuses. If not, well, at least they didn't compromise the future. That's financial intelligence. Now, I ask the fans, do you think Foster Sorrell is the ultimate piece? To protect Jaden Daniels? Or should the Commanders have gone for a more established name to ensure depth? Leave your comments. And to close my verdict, this signing is a B. It meets the immediate need for depth, but I'm not entirely convinced. If Sorrell manages to stay healthy, he'll be an unsung hero. If not, well, at least the front office can say they tried. But I hope they prove me wrong with a Sorrell starring in the Super Bowl. What do you think, Commanders fans? Do you trust this move or demand more? Is Luke McCaffrey ready to break out in 2025? I've got the truth for you. That's right, folks. The Commanders' house is in motion, and I swear what's happening right now could change the franchise's course. Pay attention. With Olamide, Zacho's leaving for the Bears and Dimey Brown to the Jaguars, the field is abandoned. But do you know who's ready to take the stage? Luke McCaffrey. Yes, Christian's brother and Ed's son. And I'm telling you, this guy is not here to play. But first, what happened here? Zacho's had 45 receptions and 506 yards in 2024, and Washington let him go? I ask you, are they crazy or do they trust too much that McCaffrey is ready? Because I remind you, Luke only had 18 receptions. As a rookie, 18, and now they're giving him the spot? I'm telling you, this is a bet, but a bet with NFL blood in his veins. Now, why do I believe McCaffrey will break out? Look at the team. They brought in Debo Samuel, a beast. But Debo isn't eternal, right? He's 29 years old with a play style that wears down. Washington didn't just bring him for 2025, but to teach Luke. And I swear if McCaffrey doesn't learn from Debo, then what the hell is he doing on the team? But wait, do you know what I love about Luke? His versatility. Receiver. Yes. Slot. Of course, he even ran 927 yards in college. This guy was a quarterback at Nebraska. Do you seriously think Cliff Kingsbury isn't going to design plays for this man to be a nightmare? Dan Quinn must be rubbing his hands. That said, it's not that easy. McCaffrey was buried in the depth chart in 2024. Why? Did Terry McLaurin and the others block his way? Of course, but now with Zachos and Brown gone, who else is going to step up? Noah Brown is back, but he came off a severe injury. The door is open, and Luke has to walk through it. Here's my prediction. By October, McCaffrey will be number 3 behind McLaurin and Debo. But if Debo gets injured or needs rest, Luke will take that spot and won't let it go. Comparison? He should be the Debo Jr. Same explosive routes, same physical play. Even the same team where his brother Christian played. This is poetry, folks. And now, the question I throw at you. Do you think Luke McCaffrey will live up to his name in 2025? Or will it be another case of, well, he had a chance, but tell me below. 400 yards? 600? Or will he become the Robin to Terry MC Lauren? Let me make this clear. If Washington doesn't give McCaffrey at least 60 targets this season, IT's a historic mistake. They have to give him the ball. This guy is pure star DNA. Attention, Commanders. First, the defense needs a leader. Should Javon Kinlaw register at least 10 sacks in 2025 to silence the doubts? Or will his true value be in stopping the run? Define your standard below. Second, protecting. Jaden Daniels is sacred. Is Foster Sorrell enough as a starting guard? Or was it a mistake not to seek a veteran with more experience to shield our future star? No half measures. Give your opinion. Third, the McCaffrey name carries weight. Does Luke need 600 yards in 2025 to honor his legacy? Or will we accept a secondary role as Terry McLaurin's Robin? 500? 700? Set your ideal goal in the comments. And now, fans, this only works with you. Subscribe, activate the bell, and join the Commanders family. Here we're not just numbers. We are voices that build this team's history. Ready to be part of this? Comment, debate, make yourself heard. See you in the next video. And remember, hail to the Redskins!